We are back for our May 2022 income report. This is a recap of how much money I've made and spent in my business working full-time as a self-employed business owner. Boy, guys, this has been a lot of ups and downs. We're going to talk about it in this video. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free and also become maybe self-employed as a business owner. And so this is why I love to do these monthly income reports. One, I think there's a little bit of curiosity of like, how much money do people actually make working as content creators or running online businesses? And two, I think this just helps me with my own accountability, like having you as my accountability partners in a way of being like, oh yeah, I did say that on the video. I should probably go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and get into the revenue numbers and I'll share exactly how much I made. All right, freelancing brought in $3,350. I was way more consistent with my freelance projects. They're always fun to do, easy to do. I love my clients. I just think it's just a really easy way for me to bring in consistent income. Affiliates was only $557. Woof. Usually this is a lot higher. Like I've hit affiliate numbers in between 1,000 to 2,000 really on good months. Again, I'm trying not to sweat affiliates because that hasn't been my focus lately and because I focused so much on writing that Investing for Kids book earlier this year, which is due out this fall. We can talk about that later. I think that really just prevented me from really going hard into affiliate marketing. Digital products brought in $368. Next up, sponsorships brought in $6,200. This was a big win. And YouTube brought in $2,222. And new category, Instagram paid me $108 for posting reels in the month of May. In total, I brought in $12,805. This was a great month for me because in order to hit my goal of 150K for the year, I need to be bringing in at least 12.4. I think it's $12,400 a month. Let's go ahead and do that math. 12,500. Okay, cool. So I was able to hit the mark and then some for this month. The thing about this past year though is I've really seen my income swing up, down, up, down, up, down the entire, like every other month I have a good month. So now I'm anticipating that June will be a lower month. Anyway, let's hop over to my business expenses and I'll show you how much I spent. All right, so this is a look at my business expenses. You'll see that I have a whole bunch of subscriptions here. 2 new subscriptions that I added was Zoom because I'm taking on more budget bootcamp clients now that the book is written. So I added that back in just so I have some flexibility on the length of the call. And I find that Zoom has the best connection. I've tried free services like Uber Conference or Google Hangouts in the past, and the connection just wasn't there for me. Also, Marketing from the Gut is a brand new program that my friend Jessica Thiefels is putting together. It is a monthly membership program specifically to help you with your marketing for female coaches and business owners. So if you're a female coach or business owners, I highly recommend this program. I just got signed up for it, and what I love, one of the things that she throws in every single month is a content calendar to help you plan and schedule out your content, which is something that I personally struggle with. So I think the accountability there and also just the networking opportunities is going to be a great thing for me. If you're interested in that, I will leave a link below. I believe the program is closed for the summer, but she will be opening it back up in the fall. Along with that, I have my WeWork days. That's going away. Well, it's staying, but it's increasing. We'll talk about that later. Meals and entertainment and labor contractors, and then just some savings that I set aside for client gifts, conferences, and software equipment. The actual income that I brought in that hit my business checking account was only $34.78. Ha! And that's because if you recall from April's episode, I didn't put my revenue in here, but my revenue was a lot lower. And so I actually only had, this is bad. After tax take home was $861. after I set aside money for my SEP IRA, after my expenses, and my taxes. That's what I had left. But if you remember, I typically pocket, anytime I have bigger income months, I typically pocket that and just let it sit in my business bank account so that I can float the money and keep my income consistent across the board. And it took me a couple of high revenue months in order to get this system set up for myself. So when I was first starting, and I was actually looking through a lot of my income reports from when I very first started Debt Free Millennials in 2017, I actually didn't break even and start making a profit until 2 years later. In 2019 is when I really started to see the income go up. So just keep that in mind. If you are starting your business, you may not see a profit for the first year, maybe even in the first 2 years, because you're still working on getting systems set up. You're trying to figure out what platform you want to be on, what your main focus, main service or product is. So keep that in mind. I am not an overnight success. It definitely took me 2 years to even see a penny from my work with Debt Free Millennials. And then from 2019, I think I made about 50, and then it really jumped up in 2020. Okay, let me give you some updates from the stuff that I was chatting about in last month's episode. So as I mentioned, my Investing for Kids book, it is completely written. I am no longer actively working on it. In fact, it's with some copy editors and fact checkers who are looking over the content to make sure everything is good to go. And then after that, I believe I get one more full review before it goes into layout or right afterwards. So right now we are getting close to the design phase and laying that out. And then it's getting one step closer into actually being a physical book, which is awesome. Also, no news on securing a second book deal. I was able to have that conversation and put in a writing sample just to be sure this is a good fit for me, which I think it's the perfect fit for me, but I haven't heard anything back. So hopefully we'll hear something this week. Also, I mentioned in the last episode, I was dabbling with this idea of doing some sort of money management course and partnering with somebody else on that, and that's just not happening. And that's because thanks to you. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I actually polled you guys here on YouTube and within my e-newsletter and asked you guys whether or not this type of course would be beneficial to you, outlining it, breaking it down of some of the things that I would be sharing. And over 50% in my email subscribers said this would not be a good fit. And a big majority, I think it was over 70% on YouTube, said this would not be a good fit. So I was like, great, I don't have to waste my time doing that type of course because that's not something you guys necessarily want. So thank you for that. Also, I'm still really focusing on Instagram Reels for this quarter. So if you aren't following me over on Instagram, be sure to look up Debt Free Millennials and follow me over there, because I have so much fun making the reels. In fact, the reels have accounted for a 3.3% boost in followers in the last 90 days, which is really incredible for me because I was hovering around 0.4% growth for like 2 years. So this is great. The other thing that I want to mention about the Instagram revenue is that they were actually doing these bonus plays by rolling up those Instagram reels into Facebook and just seeing what kind of views I would get on those reels. The only thing is, so they paid me like $100 to do that, and I think I did like 12 reels. It was just not worth it, but I factored it out according to how many views I got. They're literally paying a penny per view. It is dismal. Like, it is so bad how little they are paying for those views. So was it fun? Yeah, I had fun. I think the biggest thing, it's not really a financial thing that I'm trying to do the Instagram Reels for. It's more about increasing the followership and increasing the followership in the right way so that I am attracting more of that core audience that really enjoys listening to the Debt Free Millennials message. Okay, obstacles. I've been feeling a little behind on my YouTube schedule. I think because I had some recent travel and some things kind of pop up personally, I was just behind on my schedule. So that's why I'm very excited about today's recording session, because I have 4 videos lined up and this is video number 2. So I feel like I can get ahead again. Also, the affiliate sales taking a nosedive like that was like, woof. I never realized how much I enjoyed that income until I saw it really dip. So I'm trying to not focus on that too much because, again, there are bigger opportunities out there. Okay, let's talk about my wins. I reached out to a brand that I really, really want to work with. I DM'd them on Instagram and I said, hey, I just want to let you know, I love what you guys are doing. I think this is fabulous. I want to use this personally. This is great. And they're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I was like, what? No, seriously, maybe we could work together. So I got an email address and now I'm like, what do I do with that? So I need to kind of set up a pitch email to share my ideas of how we could collab together. This is a brand that I think a lot of you would find really fascinating and interesting. I want to use this myself, but I really want to like put together some sort of review video or a walkthrough of how I would use this. So anyway, TBD, I hope that works out. Number 2, my big win, I am speaking at FinCon this year. Oh, I got the email that said, congrats, you have been selected to speak at FinCon 22. And so I was like, oh my God, this is nuts. I joined a Toastmasters session to kind of prep myself to speak in front of an audience. I'm very comfortable speaking in front of the camera, but speaking in front of a live audience is a completely different beast. There are no redos. I get to redo and retake, re-record anytime I mess up here on YouTube, but I can't do that live. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, how can I put together my speech outline, put legs underneath my main message and key points and deliver it in a way that's going to be very engaging. So we'll see how I go with that. I'm really stoked though. I mentioned I joined the Marketing from the Gut program, which is great. And I signed a long-term contract with WeWork. I think that has been so beneficial for me. Obviously, I still record here at home because I like this consistent setup. I don't have people walking by me and peeking their head and distracting me. But WeWork has been such a positive experience for me that I ended up extending that contract another 6 months. All right, so that's a look at my May 2022 income. I'm really hoping June is another 12K month, but oof, I don't know, guys. I'll have to keep going steady with some of my sponsorship deals in order to make that happen, or maybe do a quick boost with freelancing projects in order to help kind of balance that out. If you enjoy these videos, please give this a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel and also hopefully encourages other budding entrepreneurs and online business owners to take their first step to see that this really is possible to do full time. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.